Alright, this is the proper technique to clean and get your lobster ready to be baked. Still kicking. Flap him around a little bit, don't give him any slack. First you grab all the legs on the bottom. One good twist, you rip them off. Over to the other side. Another twist, you rip them off. We don't waste anything here, so I want these antennas. I use these to make lobster bisque. One good rip, one antenna there. You can see our little pile of antennas we got over there, and that'll make a nice little bisque once we get all our pieces of the puzzle here ready. Next, get a big old knife looking like this, and you look for this spot here on the top of the lobster. Lay him down flat. He's still trying to get away. Kick it down, put him out of his misery. Straight down and across. Now your lobster's out of his misery. You split them, and these guys are ready to be cleaned and baked. Grab your hose, look for the poop vein, you disconnect it at the bottom, get rid of all the jism there in the top of his head. Get squirting here. You want to get anything that's brownish looking and not white and pearly like a lobster meat. And that's what you end up with, this beautiful end product. Now what you do with this is you can put a little salt, pepper, butter, whatever your spices are that you prefer. I use rosemary and butter, and what I'll do is I'll lay that all in there, put a couple little pieces of butter, bake it at 350 for exactly 10 minutes. Take it out, let it sit for 2 minutes. Lobster's a muscle, so the longer that you let it sit after you take it out of the oven, the 2 to 3 minutes, is actually tenderizing, just kind of like you would with a steak. And that's it. You're ready to rock and roll. Into the oven you go, baby. Oh, one other thing with these guys, if you want to do them on the barbecue, which is an excellent way to cook them, get a piece of tin foil. You lay them on the tin foil, shell side down, for the majority of the 10 minutes. It might take like 12 minutes on the grill. You'll look at the color. Once you start seeing the color changing reddish, orange, pink up in here, 3/4 of the way up the shell, what you'll do is you'll flip it over and start cooking it into the butter and the spices for another 2 to 4 minutes. Your end finish deal is you're going to take it off the tin foil and you're going to flame the butter that's been seared into the meat on the grill, and those flames are going to spark up and give it like a little browning texture. You don't want to make it black, but you want to kind of cook the butter into the meat, and rosemary and the butter will give it the most excellent flavor you ever imagined. And that's it, ready to go. Here we can show you another way to clean the lobster. This is just the regular tail way, and most people don't know they waste a lot of meat, but what you do is you go around the head with a knife, and especially the belly part here, you want to be very careful that you go along the shell and disconnect this piece of skin here so that you get a nice lobster tail. When you pull this out, you get all the meat, not half the meat stuck left in the head. You get one of your antennas, the very tip of the antenna, and you break it off, and you can feel the little thorns on there. You're going to look for the poop. Oop, where'd it go? Okay, there you go. Come back here. You're going to look for the poop hole in the back. You're going to stick it up in there, and you're going to pull it out. And there you go, voila. You don't want to be cooking your lobster with that in there. Some people might like the flavor, not for me. There you go.